What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ring the Bell. This is the Wednesday night Women's Wars. My name is Joey, the dad bod demigod to infinity and beyond.
I am the interdimensional hero, Moxie Molly, and I am so excited to be here to review this with you today.
Are you not excited to review this with me every time we do it?
No.
Oh, fair.
Just kidding, no.
Guys, we have a lot to cover this week. A lot of cool stuff happened. We actually got some women's action on every show except AEW Dark.
Correct.
Let's go ahead and jump overseas to NXT UK, where the opening contest was the NXT Women's Champion, Kay Ray, going one-on-one with the White Witch herself, Isla Dawn. Pretty fun match between these two.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything less than expected. It was athletic. It had wrestling in it.
This wrestling match had the wrestling.
No, I mean, it wasn't just like comedy and it wasn't just like flippy spots. It was a good mix of both. There was a lot of like actual wrestling, chaining, and, you know, not too much space. They were together a lot. Mm-hmm. And the crowd was really, really behind Isla Dawn. I like her.
It's way too early.
Sorry.
The match itself, very, very technical, very, very map-based, just kind of, you know, gritty European-style wrestling, which is expected from both of those two. Ultimately, it was kind of a quick match. We saw Kay Ray get the win with the gory bomb. Then, chaos ensued. Chaos! Toni Storm came out in a frenzy and she attacked Kay Ray, and then Piper Niven came out and she tried to help, and then Toni Storm backed into and then Kay Ray was like, I'm just gonna leave them alone, as the two ladies got up in each other's face and they talked and they kept doing this thing, and then out came the guy. What's the guy?
That sounds like William Regal, but isn't.
Yeah, because they're both British, but what's the name of the... Sid from Toy Story.
Sid.
He announced that at NXT TakeOver, we're going to get a triple threat.
No. At NXT TakeOver, it will be the NXT Women's Champion, Kay Ray, versus Piper Niven, versus Toni Storm in a triple threat!
Your British accent started off as Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then it went...
Moving on. How did it finish?
Give me a moment.
He needs a moment, y'all.
Very excited for this triple threat. These two are all powerhouses. We know what each and every one of them brings to the table. So honestly, I'm really ready for these ladies to have a chance to really showcase.
I'm a little less ready. I think triple threats are annoying, so I just wish they could have decided between two.
Triple threats are usually clunky. We learned that from Survivor Series. Hopefully these three can pull out something really spectacular, because we know what all of them bring to the table. And now I feel like since they've been integrating the superstars from NXT UK over to NXT, they got a little bit more eyes on them, so maybe people will get a little bit more invested into this match. Let's go ahead and jump on over to NXT, because we had a night full of some stuff.
It was amazing. Once again, NXT is giving us exactly what we want and what we ask for.
We have so many multiple storylines going on in NXT, and
which can't be said about the alternate product. Go on.
Cannot. As far as outside of the ring tonight, we got a lot of promos building up to the December 18th edition of NXT, where we're finally going to get Shayna Baszler going one-on-one with Rhea Ripley. This is my brutality! Rhea just talks like a badass, and it's great. So does Shayna, but she kind of talked about her car more than she did her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the only thing I felt like, and I get it, she's a heel, but the only thing I felt like was missing out of Baszler's voice is I don't know if maybe the pressure's getting to her that people are as good as her now on the roster, but it needed a little more charisma. Just a tad.
I liked when she...
flat.
When she started comparing herself to the car, it kind of seemed like an old school boxing promo. But then whenever she started going down the list of I beat Ember Moon, I beat Nikki Cross, and it was just kind of she's going through that list of people, and I was like, okay, this is giving you a little bit of legitimacy, because you're honoring the people that stepped up to you, but you're still saying, hey, look at what I overcame.
Still beat you, yeah. No, I agree. I just think her voice could have used a bit more. I mean, it's coming from me, the person who can't hold one tone for more than 3 syllables, but right now it just sounds like she's bored with herself. She's like, I already did this, I already did this, I already did this.
I mean, you did just win the main event of Survivor Series, so like...
Yeah, but she should be like... that like, yawn.
Give a little bit of a more... give some...
Speaking of how she did just win Survivor Series as well, I like how now in her promos and in most WWE Stars promos, they're not just saying they're the best in NXT. Now they're saying they're the best in WWE.
Because it's a third brand now.
Yeah, it's not a developmental product. It's an alternative product.
And I dig it. Emphasis on alternative. Boom. So our first match of the night we saw in the women's division was Dakota Kai going one-on-one with Mia Yim because
This was a grudge match.
It's a grudge match, and I'm just waiting because I know it's going to happen. It's probably going to happen after the new year, I think. But I am just waiting for that pop when Tegan Knox's music hits.
Oh, yeah. I knew it wasn't coming tonight, but we know it will be coming, especially how still Dakota Kai is coming out with the knee brace, and now she's using it as an integral way to win her matches. I would say about this match, Team Kick, not as a team, as her by herself, is a very much alive. Like, all of her different combinations, amazing. But also, Mia Yim, I'm just staring at the screen and I'm like, okay, I'm just waiting for her to be the champion. Because...
So Mia?
Yeah, she's got charisma. Yeah. She's got all these different combos. She's got gimmick, but it's not just gimmick. You can tell it's her. Like, even in the promo she gave us, like... It was emotional buy-in. You believed it. You believed every word she said. But I do have to point out, as if it wasn't enough in the other show we talk about, we got a nice long commercial break during the women's match on NXT.
We did. The one thing that I value about the commercial break during the NXT women's match was WWE's perfected the act of, okay, here comes the heat, we're going to do it during the heat.
Yeah, I agree. And it wasn't the baller heat. It was like just warming up.
Yeah. And they took the commercial where they had to, so you really didn't miss much of the match.
Yeah.
Whereas AEW will just be like, oh, we're going to have a table spot? Let's go ahead and axe the commercial spot.
But yeah, I would say that this match is just as hard-hitting as you'd expect between the two. And I also was going to point out, I really like the psychology behind this match because both people in the match chose one thing to work. Mia Yim choosing Dakota Kai's injured leg and... Dakota Kai choosing Mia Yim's face. They both kept, it's like old school psychology that we aren't seeing a lot of anymore. They focused on one thing, they did it, and the ref didn't allow liberties. Like when he saw that brace, he was, you know what I mean, immediately on it.
He did, but then ultimately Dakota Kai still came and got that victory.
But she did it the right way.
Yeah.
Like, she like did it just to distract the ref, didn't like use it in front of the ref like too many people do, I feel. And I think Dakota Kai was the heel, working like a heel, not caring if the crowd cheered for her when there's too many heels now that are like the CM Punk heel that like want the crowd reaction. And then we had Mia working as a face, the traditional face, buying into the crowd. Like, this was an old school mixes new school match, and it was amazing.
Before we go into what happened after this match, because we saw Dakota Kai get the win by getting Mia to do the buckle bump.
Yeah.
The buckle bump. I want to address this in wrestling because it drives me a bit crazy. So people get thrown face first into like the stairs or the outside post, but that turnbuckle pad is protecting apparently the most lethal weapon in professional wrestling, the turnbuckle. The turnbuckle's coming for you.
I mean, the whole ring is lethal, but the way that it's taken off and the metal was right there, like, if you got hit in the forehead with that kind of metal.
You do. It's just that during matches, you see people take so many more things that they recover from very, very quickly, as opposed to the buckle, which has defeated many a superstar. By God, he used the buckle. Everyone, hashtag fear the buckle.
Via the buckle.
Via the buckle.
I also loved once Kai got the freaking win, Mia Yim out of nowhere, just goes hood on her, as is her gimmick,
right,
and starts to jump her.
So we got the suplex off of that tall spot through the table, and I really like when Mia Yim is there, because then when Mauro Ranallo goes, Mamma Mia!
There you go too, yeah.
Like, literally.
First he's like, looks like we're experiencing technical difficulties, like a proper dad joke. And then he's just like, Mamma Mia, you're right. Like, I love that man.
Can
we put a wig on him so we can discuss him as a female? Like,
we can
I want to discuss him so much. I love him.
No, we stand Mauro Ranallo here on Ring the Bell. It's a thing.
Yeah, I love him.
Yep.
On that suplex, first of all, there was 2 tables, only one broke. I'm fairly certain Dakota Kai hit the back of her head.
She did. She got staples. Did you not see?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, she got 8 stitches in the back of her head. She got busted open. So legitimately, when the refs are like, we need help over here, they needed help over there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep. So hopefully that doesn't take Dakota Kai out of the running for a little bit, because honestly,
she just came back.
As a avid Lita stan, I feel for my injury-prone wrestlers.
Yeah.
It seems like I might be a curse, because I'm a very big Lita fan, I'm a big Alexa Bliss fan, and people keep getting hurt when I like them. So
Stop liking people.
I'm gonna stop. I hate everyone. We also got Kayden Carter, who's now from the Philippines?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that part.
Oh, but no, Kayden Carter's from Florida. I've wrestled and trained with her, when she was Lacey Lane.
Maybe her ethnicity.
I mean, that's cool, but is she actually from the Philippines? I didn't know. Because they were originally billing her from Winter Park, Florida, and being she's the hometown girl, and now she's from the Philippines.
I get it, though. There's so many of them there, though, that are billed from Florida. It probably just makes sense to give her a little something.
That's fair. But we saw Kayden Carter versus the EST of NXT, Miss Bianca Belair. And can I just say one thing about Bianca?
Do it.
Her theme music. I'm on my own, against the wall, better than before. I never needed you. I like her whip a lot better than Sable's.
Yes, I agree. This match is just as athletic as you'd think. That double backbreaker that freaking Belair did, where she pulled her. Well, it wasn't a double backbreaker, but picked her up, did a backbreaker, picks her up again. They call for a double backbreaker. Then she switches this bitch over, right to the gut.
This bitch over,
right to the gut.
I love it. I really like this match. It was very nice. I feel like they're starting to integrate more of the newer girls in,
which I think they need. There are the 4 to 6 we stan on NXT all the time, but it's nice that they're using those 4 to 6 that we love to bring in younger talent, because that's how you make sure a brand doesn't die.
Yes,
is you don't keep pushing the same 4 to 6 always and never bring in new talent. You sprinkle in new talent who deserves it and who needs to get that experience. So thank you, NXT.
Yeah, they were doing a really good job of it. We saw Xia Li come in against Shayna Baszler.
That's literally one of the people I was thinking of. Also, you were talking about it. Yeah,
but I don't think that Kayden showcased as much as Xia did. I felt like Xia had a stronger showing in her first run.
I don't think the point of it was. I feel like they're a little bit trying to reinvent Kayden Carter, or to as her gimmick before was here, they're more trying to get it in one spot.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so I think that they gave her they gave her enough time to showcase I'm an excited young rookie, and they still needed to put Belair over and because even how when she won the match and she was this was very much establishing both of them in their new straightforward gimmicks.
Agreed.
It's congruent to the storylines.
Right. I'm ready, though. I feel like Bianca is right there.
She's another one I'm when's she going to be the champion?
She does need to be champion. They're sleeping on her a little bit. 3
or 4 that need to be champion already.
The thing is maybe they won't be champion. They could get called to another brand, especially during the draft, which is a completely real thing.
If they wait forever, they're going to get called to a different company. Come on.
I mean, for real, but legit, it's an interesting topic to see the women who didn't get a chance to hold the NXT Championship, which is a video that we have coming out later this month, maybe, hopefully.
So yeah, Belair went over with
The KOD.
There we go, yeah.
Solid little match, great showcase for both women, and a solid way to wrap up the women's action on NXT. Now, let's go over to AEW for some All Elite Wrestling.
Kind of.
Sorta, yeah. Again, we got one women's match.
With a commercial break.
Big Swole versus Emi Sakura. I'm beginning to just think that Emi Sakura is Japanese for Freddie Mercury. Like, I think that's why this gimmick exists. Why is she Freddie Mercury?
I don't think we'll ever know.
I just want to know. Because, honestly, it's kind of that Joshi style to just kind of have a look as a persona.
Yeah.
But this isn't Joshi. This is, you're in the ring with Big Swole. We know why she's Big Swole, because she's big, she's swole. And why are you coming out like Freddie freaking Mercury, girl?
You know what I think is interesting is, as the weeks go on and we discuss these two, I see a lot of comments down below. Leave some. We like to read them. Particularly the Japanese wrestlers on AEW. Like, they are talented, but they're not what this audience is looking for. So I did see that a lot of our comments are, they know how to wrestle, but like they don't have the charisma or the character or anything we're looking for. So though they are very over where they come from, like you said, Joshi, like that's not what this audience is like. They're not catering to this audience. And I think that's why when we're starting to see huge personalities like Kris Statlander and swole personalities like Big Swole, that is why we are like so over the moon about them, because they are what we're looking for. Like, they're not just good technical wrestling, they are personalities, they're facial expressions, they are from head to toe what they're supposed to embody.
The term is TV ready. They are good for it, because let me tell you, Big Swole is like my new favorite.
Yeah, mark my words, and if you pay attention to my Twitter, I've already said this, like, Big Swole, like, I want to wrestle you. Like, set it up, girl. Like, I could learn so much from you, and I think you might have less experience than me. You are amazing. Amazing isn't even the word for it. But Big Swole and Kris Statlander are what this show, and I think the fans have been waiting for. Like, there's so much charisma and personality and gimmick, and aside from that, technical talent with those two. I mean, it kind of sucks because they're both faces, so we still don't have that devastating, amazing heel. No offense, we don't. Or if we do, you haven't shown it to us yet, so that's a problem with Jabukin. They're going to skyrocket the AEW women's division if we can freaking see them without a commercial break.
Ultimately, I love the match. We got to talk about that mic stand spot.
Yes, please. Girl,
oh my God.
Big Swole is just as smooth as butter, because you see Emi Sakura every time she goes to get that mic stand. But when the freaking ref is holding it, and out of nowhere, freaking Big Swole takes it, hits them splits, comes right back up with that little dance, and then pushes the mic stand aside and rolls her up all in one, smooth as butter.
Lord, that crowd erupted.
Lord.
For a, like, legit nice comedy / overall entertaining gimmick spot. And I love that kind of stuff, because getting to pop a crowd without doing, like, a huge 450, where they're just like doing the holy shit chants.
Yeah.
Just by doing a freaking split and being charismatic, that's what wrestling is about. That's why I watch wrestling as opposed to something like MMA. MMA for a gay man is also known as everything but kissing. So I love watching wrestling. This is what I came to see, and Big Swole is it.
What I feel Big Swole, and even though we didn't see her this week, Kris Statlander, like, they are doing things in AEW that some of the men aren't even doing. And I think that's why they're so magnetic and you want to watch them. They're doing things some men on other products aren't doing. They're not just some of the best ladies wrestlers on national television. Take out the word ladies. They're just some of the best wrestlers. Full packages.
Agreed.
On national television.
The end of the match, though, Big Swole got the win. We're going to see her skyrocket. Ba-boom.
Yeah, we got a freaking commercial during the ladies' match again. Starts as little screen, then just takes up the huge screen. And when we come back, commentary isn't even talking about the ladies' match. They're talking about football.
Come on, JR. Barbecue sauce. What do you think about Brandi Rhodes?
I'm sorry, I fell asleep for a moment.
Yeah. This, y'all.
Okay, AEW, listen. We want storyline, but we want storyline that we can believe in. So if you have 12 minutes to have MJF talk, if you have, conversely, the last 2 shows to give Cody Rhodes like 17 minutes, you have time to give women time to talk.
Unless it's Brandi Rhodes.
You promised us a women's division like none other. And yay, you gave us 2 wrestlers, but like, we've bought into this. We created an entire show around it thinking that you had something to deliver, and we ain't seen it yet.
But we have seen Brandi Rhodes.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, she can say in her promo all she wants. It's not the fact that she's Cody Rhodes' wife, but it is the fact that she's Cody Rhodes' wife. Because if these promos were so lackluster on the other show, this entire storyline would have already been scrapped. But you keep trying and trying and trying. And cool, she's kissing the head of a bald man that you're hinting is Dustin Rhodes. Cool, but we're not buying into it. It's boring. And the fact that you gave us 2 women's promos that were for heels, that Bunny did okay. What about, I don't have a face to buy into. You tried to shove a freaking Britt Baker in my face, but never gave her really a mic except for on AEW Dark. And now I love Kris Statlander and Big Swole, and you're doing personal promos about their lives. That's cool. But what about their character? Is it that you haven't found someone that is a face that has enough charisma that can talk on the mic to give people emotional buy-in? Because I know about 12 of them on the indies. So no more Kenny Omega until we get equal time for the women. That's how I feel. If he's too busy to give us what we want because he's in charge of the women's match, either give it to someone else, the women's division, or don't put him on television until we're happy. Because right now, you're kind of scrapping everything you've said about women, and it's not time for that because NXT is killing it.
Girl.
I am passionate about women's wrestling, and I am very angry at AEW.
That was amazing.
AEW, yes, I would work for you, but if you'd start, only if you'd start to give women their just due.
Moxie Molly, everybody. The match we got, the characters we're getting, awesome. Brandi Rhodes, not cutting it. So, AEW, step your up.
And maybe this is just indicative of what we've been talking about over and over, but since this is the Wednesday Night Wars, the shows against each other, so although we falsely reported that last week it was the 3rd time that NXT beat AEW, NXT won 2 times ago, not last week. AEW won by just a smidgen, 2,000. But this week, indicative as some sort of stalemate, 778,000 equal.
Oh.
So it's so cool, AEW, that you're doing all the things that WWE already did in the 90s, but we're all catching on.
We're going to go ahead and skip AEW Dark because all we got was a pretty sweet package for Big Swole.
And reviews of women wrestling, which is what we're doing right now.
AEW Dark, go watch it for the Big Swole promo, but then...
Big Swole, not only do I love your in-ring work, your story is...
enthralling.
Awe-inspiring.
Yeah. So
I love you, girl.
Please go watch it. She's great. But after that, Moxie...
Joey.
It's time for the boom blast moment of the week.
And you can't choose me going off. That just happened.
I kind of really want to. I wouldn't even know what to say. I was like, and it's my turn to talk.
Sorry, guys, but it had to be addressed.
I'll take my boom blast moment of the week. It was that lovely suplex through the table that Mia Yim gave to Dakota Kai. It was awesome to see them get that spot.
Looks like they had technical difficulties.
I don't know why I did that like Rhea Ripley, but
yeah. And my boom blast moment, is Big Swole with the freaking mic stand, smooth as butter, grabbing it, doing the flip, dance, hand it back, rolling her up, almost winning the match. That's gimmick, y'all.
If she calls her finisher smooth as butter, I'd be... That's a solid finisher name. Hey, Moxie.
Hey, Joey.
Where can people find you? can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram and Twitter, or Joey Mayberry on TikTok.
You can find me on all social media platforms at that's THEE, Moxie Molly, or probably soon in the grave when you all annihilate me because of my rant in the comments.
Boom. As always, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. We've got a bunch of content coming out, you guys. There's so many interviews, there's so many things. Please come watch us. And also, leave a comment down here. Let us know what you thought of AEW and NXT, and we will see you next week.
Wait, will we? Next week's Christmas.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No. We still got 2 more weeks for Christmas, girl.
We will see you next week.
Bye. See you later.